Hey you guys, I am back with another video. This time I wanted to share a very important dream that the Lord gave my youngest son, early this morning. He was pretty shaken up when he woke up this morning. He came straight in my room and my alarm had just went off, and he had asked me, he basically told me that he had a dream. And I know when he said that's really all he has to say to me, because both of my sons really don't dream a lot, but my younger son is the one who, for the most part, if he dreams, the Lord is really showing him something prophetically. So he had came in my room this morning. He said I had a dream, and I said, okay, I'll be in a minute. So I went in there, and I could see he was pretty shaken up. So I had to really, walk him through it, because when he first told me what he dreamt, he pretty much may have gave me about 20% of what the dream really has showed him. So in order for me to get the fullness of what he saw and get all the details, I have to really walk him through step by step so he can really tell me exactly what he saw. So this is what my son dreamt. He said that he was at his elementary school. Now, my son is 11. He'll be 12, God willing, in July. His birthday actually is 5 days after my birthday. And but in this dream, he was at the elementary school he used to attend, and he said there were a lot of people there, and they all had keys in their hands. It was very clear to him that everybody had the same key except for him. And I apologize, but he actually drew for me what the keys look like. I'm actually at work right now. I'm sitting in my car to do this video on my lunch break, and I walked out and completely forgot the paper. So I'm just going to describe it the best way I know how. But he said that the key that everybody else had was, the handle was like a bronze color, and it was a circle, and then it had a triangle at the tip. So it was a circle and then a triangle. And he said that he saw everybody put the key into this door. And every time someone would put the key in the door would open, and they would go inside the door, and then the next person would do the same thing. And I asked him, was he able to see anything beyond the door? He said no, he couldn't see anything. He just could only see them go inside the door, and that was it. So his key was different. He said that his key also had a bronze handle, but there was a book on the key. So when it came to his turn, he put his key in the door, and the door didn't open. So he was feeling really sad, and he said that he was kind of afraid at this point, because he knew that, he said he just instantly knew that the door that people were going into, it was leading them to heaven. And he said at this point he saw an older man. I'm looking at my notes. He said he saw an older man also there, and his key was like everybody else's too, but for some reason his key didn't fit either. And he said he saw this man begin to cry out like he was pleading. And I said, was it kind of like, he was on his knees and just begging the Lord, telling him he was sorry, please forgive him, that type of thing? And he was like, yeah. And he said once he did that, he was able to go too. And so it was just him left alone. And he said the dream changed where he was now at home. And he said he saw me sitting on the couch in the living room. And he said he walked over to me and told me he didn't make it. And he began to cry. and I hugged him and told him that I loved him. He said the dream changed again, and he was now outside. And he said when he was outside, he saw this huge book in front of his eye. And I know when he says this to me, I know it's really a vision that the Lord is showing him, because that's the only way he knows to describe when he said, I saw something in my eye. But the Lord showed him a huge book. And in the book were maps. This book was filled with maps. And he said that he was only able to see one page of this book. And that page represented his family, meaning his immediate family, myself. For some reason, he said he didn't see my husband at all in the dream. But yeah, he said that he saw my picture. He said on this map, there would be a face, like a picture of the person, and next to it, it would have the word saved. And so he said on this one page that he was able to see, he saw myself, he saw his older brother. I don't recall him saying he saw his father, and he didn't see himself in it. But next to the picture of me and his older brother was the words written saved. So once he saw that, he said, then he saw 4 angels. And he said these angels were all the same height, and they were standing in a row. They were all lined up in a row. And he said right in front of the angels was this huge fireball. And it was kind of hard for him to describe it, but he said that the colors were red, white, and orange, like an orange color. And he said he then heard a voice from the sky, and he knew it was God. Like he instantly knew it was God. And then he said he vanished. And I asked him, I said, what do you mean you vanished? Did you see yourself go up in the sky? He said he just, 1 minute he was standing outside looking at the angels. He heard the voice, but he don't recall what the voice was saying. And then he ended up in the sky, and he was looking over the clouds. And so while he's in the sky, he said he saw 2 men. One of them, he said he knew instantly was God. The other man, he didn't know who it was. But he said when he saw himself looking over the clouds, he said the man that he knew was God said to him, I'm coming a second time. I'm coming a second time. And then he said the other man was talking to God and said, referring to my son, he said, Keelan, I don't think he called his name, but he was basically just talking about my son. And he said that he broke his leg on the way up, meaning some kind of way during the time of him ending up in the sky. Because, you know, he said he vanished. So during that time of him ending up in the sky, the other man was telling God that he broke his leg on the way up, and that he will go to the tribulation in 13 days. And then he said after this was said, he ended up back at home, and he said he was trying to talk to me, but I couldn't see him. And he said he was trying to hug me, but I couldn't feel him. And he said he became even more afraid, and then he was pulled out of the dream. And he said this dream really freaked him out really bad. Those were his words. And he said the dream felt so real. And, you know, I was picturing what he must have been going through when he said that, you know, he was trying to talk to me, but I couldn't hear him, and I couldn't see him. It's like what I got from it, and I kind of brought this to him, and he was like, yeah, that's what it was. It's like, you know, when you're connected to someone, you can sense their presence. And that's kind of what it was going on. Like, I could sense his presence, but I just couldn't see him. And when he hugged me, I sensed him. I just couldn't see him. I couldn't feel him, but I felt his presence. And I think it was because of that, you know, because he's so connected to me, and I wasn't able to see him, or I wasn't able to hear him. He truly felt alone at this point, and I think that's really what shook him to his core, on top of everything else he had saw. So you guys, this was a very, very, oh my gosh, like, as he was talking to me about what he saw, he was crying, and I could tell this really touched him to the core. And it's just very interesting, too, that I don't understand what the significance is when he was told, or it was said that he broke his leg on the way up. I don't know what that means. But I also found it very interesting, too, that he also said that he will go to the tribulation in 13 days. And so I just find that to be very, very detailed as far as what he saw, what he experienced in this dream. And, you know, and for him to say, God, he heard God say, I'm coming a second time. Like, we know that the Lord is coming very soon. And I just felt like, you know, everything in this dream was so prophetic. Like, I was literally in awe as I was listening to him tell me what he saw and what he experienced. But I also know that this was very hard for him, because it scared him. And, you know, it's interesting, too, because, you know, I always pray for my kids. But, you know, I literally asked the Lord to give my children a dream, because it had been a while since my youngest son. The last video I uploaded that I shared here on YouTube on my channel of a dream that my son had, that was the last dream that he can recall he has had. And so it's been a while. And my oldest son, he really doesn't dream. I really wish the Lord would give him something too. But I asked the Lord to give my children a dream, because they truly need to understand the significance of, not so much the significance, but the importance, I should say, of the times that we're living in. I mean, I talk to them about this all the time. You know, I always try to keep them mindful of the fact that they really need to be prepared, you know, because the Lord is coming very soon. And you know, just wanting the Lord to just really grab hold of their hearts. And I really feel that this did it for my youngest son, because I've been talking to them a lot more now than I ever have, and just really trying to get them to stay focused and, you know, just do what they know they're supposed to do. And so but yeah, you guys, there's so many things going on in this dream that he had. And I just find it also interesting that he said that this other man told him that he had 13 days until the tribulation, or he will be going into the tribulation in 13 days. And if you was to count literally from the date of this dream, that puts it on May 19th. And that's also interesting too, because May 19th is actually my 1-year anniversary at my job. So there you go, anniversary, celebration. Of course, tribulation is not a celebration, but the tribulation kind of, you know, counteracts the rapture, I believe, because, you know, God said that he has not appointed us to wrath. So I believe the rapture will happen before the tribulation starts, because, you know, the Lord is going to make sure his bride is not here to have to experience that. So, but yeah, you know, please, you know, let me know if you get anything else out of this. It's loaded with so much stuff, and I really hadn't had a lot of time to just meditate and pray on this, but I really felt like I couldn't go all day on, you know, sitting on this until, because it would be after 6 o'clock before I even make it home. And I really felt it was so important for me to hurry up and put this out there. So, yes, this is a dream the Lord gave my youngest son, and he was pretty shaken up. So, please leave your comments. Let me know if anything stands out to you guys. It would be very helpful. But just so you know, I did pray over my son, and I just pray that the Lord's peace will be with him today, because, you know, I know what it's like to have a dream that shakes you. So, you know, I just told him, you know, throughout the day, just repent and just ask the Lord to, you know, remove anything that is within you that is not of him. And, you know, the Lord is with him, you know, and I just hugged him and told him I love him, and, you know, everything is going to be okay. And I think that really helped him. But yeah, this was a very real experience for him. And but I really look forward to what you may see that I may not have been able to pick up on, as far as the different things that's going on in this dream that he had. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. Thank you so much, you guys, for everything, your prayers, your feedback, the information that you share on my channel. It helps so much, more than you know. I just really just give God all the honor and all the glory for everything, because it was because of him that I even started this YouTube channel, and I know it was something that he wanted me to do. So it's all for him, and I'm just so grateful for you all, and you guys are such a part of my family, and we're all a family. We're all brothers and sisters in Christ, and I love you all, and I thank you so much for everything. And but yeah, I look forward to hearing from you all, and if I get anything else, I will definitely let you guys know. Love you all. Have a great day. Bye.